Now to our report. Growing calls this morning for Homeland Security Director Alejandro Mayorkas to resign as illegal border crossings hit all-time highs. In El Paso, Texas on Tuesday, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy fired a warning as he prepares to take the Speaker's gavel in January.
If Secretary Mayorkas does not resign, House Republicans will investigate every order, every action, and every failure will determine whether we can begin impeachment inquiry.
And the department that Mayorkas leads, the Department of Homeland Security, responded with this statement, quote, "Members of Congress can do better than point the finger at someone else. They should come to the table and work on solutions for our broken system and outdated laws, which have not been overhauled in 40 years, end quote." Now, for more on this, we are joined by Lieutenant Chris Olivarez with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Good morning, Lieutenant. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So when it comes to this situation, would the resignation of the head of the Department of Homeland Security help?
Well, I think for sure there has to be some significant changes to this current border crisis that we're dealing with, whether that be a change in leadership within the federal government, whatever the case is, but there needs to be something needs to be done. There needs to be some action right now. I think, ever since last year, the federal government has plenty of opportunities to fix this crisis or slow down the mass flow of migration that we're seeing, but that has not been the case. We continue to see record number after record number. And just as of October 1st, we're already on record pace to surpass last fiscal year's numbers. Right now, there's been over 134,000 known gotaways as of October 1st, which has already surpassed last fiscal year. And right now, with over 349,000 encounters at the border as of October 1st, that's another record. So right now, the rate that it's going right now, we're going to continue seeing record number after record number. So something needs to be done. There needs to be some action. And whether that's a change in leadership, so be the case. But we need to do something about this current crisis now before it really spirals out of control. And now with Title 42, that's going to be canceled in December, that's going to bring a whole massive flow of migration that we've never seen before. Talking about double, even triple the numbers that we're seeing every single day.
So what is a workable solution here, regardless of who is in charge? The Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security pointed the finger back at Congress and said, you guys got to make new laws. And until you can do that, we're not going to see any changes.
Right. So, I think, just my opinion myself, coming from on the state law enforcement side, regardless of the politics, there has to be policies in place. We have to have some type of, immigration policy in place that's going to slow down the flow of migration. That's not going to allow criminal smugglers to profit off of illegal immigrants that are coming across that border, and also keep those immigrants safe when they're making this journey. Because what we're seeing right now is not a controlled environment. When you have immigrants that are making this dangerous journey, paying criminals to get across the border, and then also crossing a dangerous river where we've seen a record number of deaths from immigrants. So there needs to be a more controlled solution with some policies in place, and also that there's a more reliable solution to asylum-seeking cases. Right now, we're not seeing that. There's an abuse of the asylum claims. And that's why we're seeing so many people coming across, and that's why the criminals are able to exploit that. So if we look at the policies that were working prior to 2021, they were effective. We had low numbers as far as encounters, apprehensions, criminals that were coming across, drugs that were coming across. So I think that's where we need to start right now, is with the policies and working together and put something in place and actually take action with it.
That's Lieutenant Chris Olivarez with the Texas DPS. Lieutenant Olivarez, thank you very much for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.